just coming into the same dip that these guys are dealing with, and it's still holding at that pesky sort of 25 seconds. And here we are. We come back with those residents I was just telling you about a few moments ago. Can they possibly get back in? 24 seconds. They keep finding a handful, and then they kick on out front. They're on the rack, aren't they?
Yeah, they definitely are on the rack at the moment. It's up and down. They can see them. They've stripped out the team cars, but I think Ineos are in control of this. You know, they'll push on when they have to. They've got to remember that they have been riding for quite a lot of today's stage from the bottom of the climb, so they want to make sure that they've got enough left to kind of lead out Ethan Hayter towards this finish. And you know, Mads Pedersen, he wants to get back up, but if he does, and I doubt they will, what sort of sprint is he going to have left?
Gosh, I mean, you know, I know I'm chuckling, but it's almost at the sheer torture of it. The amount of effort that he's had to put in, I think he's going to be very depleted by the end. 29 seconds, it's going back out again, Brian. It's exactly what we were saying. As soon as the message gets through that the gap's shortening, there's a response out front, and here it is.
Yeah, it's the Danish champion, Mads Verstappen, followed by, you know, pretty much the whole team of Ineos Grenadiers. Looks as if Daryl Impey is going to move back in. He has done a lot of work, like I was saying earlier. Very important to have an experienced rider like that riding in towards the finish to help out Pat Bevan. So we've got Hayter, Bevan, Tunis and Haller are the kind of four fastest riders here. And I think anybody would put money on Ethan Hayter to win this stage. And, you know, nice to see that a team kind of taking it on, taking the bull by the horns and potentially, you know, going all the way, because quite often we see this happen and then they come up a little bit short.
Just having a look at this group and looking down it, and I'm just trying to see if I don't know whether asphalt's made it here for human powered health. He was. I don't think so. No, he's not. No, it's just getting colour fizzed here. 13 point from this sort of distance. 13.1 kilometres then from home, and 27 seconds. And the fans are out, which is great to see. And this is your roller coaster home. This is Osterzut that I was telling you about earlier on. Apologies for the pronunciation. Mike Turnison looking like he just wants to hand in some furled gear. Meanwhile, 25 seconds later, feels like a little bit longer, doesn't it? Come through the chase. This is the second group at the moment, which includes Fiorelli, as you can see, and is plum-coloured here, but more importantly, Mads Pedersen has done an awful lot of work.
Do you know why he's doing that now? Because I think he knows Trek Segafredo are not represented in this front group, and he's got Brambilla there, exactly. And I think he's just committing himself to, well, if I make it, I make it. If I've got anything left, I'll try and sprint. But it's more important for Trek Segafredo to be represented in this front group, and especially going into the overall with Brambilla. So Brambilla's sitting back in the group, and Mads Pedersen is committed to that. So I don't think Mads Pedersen, even if they do get on, which I don't think they will be a feature. It's all about damage limitation.
Right, let's bring it home. 12 kilometres of the day. We've had the whole day for you virtually. During our introduction, they rolled out of the neutralised section. So yeah, it's been a long day, and if you've been with us throughout, then thank you very much for your company. Hoosie Madness, the president of the Carlton Kirby fan club of the United States, has been here since the beginning. Glad he's found us. Paul Bennett's on board as well. He runs the UK branch. 11.6 kilometres from home, 30 seconds. Oh, do you know, when it was just a couple of seconds, Brian, you said, this is going all the way. And that was with about 50 Ks to go. It has just been fantastic.
The thing is, Ineos, when they commit, they committed there. It's the whole team. And when you get these conditions, they're not going to give up. They know they're going to hold this second group about 30 seconds. They're happy with this situation. They'd be maybe a little bit more happier if they went to a minute and they're their team car behind, just in case anything happens.
Yeah.
But for the moment, they seem, happy. if anything, the third group might catch the second group. But while we've got racing like this, and it's always interesting when you put kind of these kind of crosswinds, because I think coming here, everybody's looking at possibly tomorrow's stage. The Queen stage is the big GC stage. But this is shaking things up already. This stage, it was all about who's going to take it on, and luckily for us viewing and as fans, Ineos took it on together with Israel Premier Tech. And, we've got a fantastic stage. It's only a short stage, 124, but they've definitely raced it from the start.
They have. It's been absolutely wonderful. So there's Ineos Grenadiers, and a huge lead out for Ethan Hayter. Just tucked in behind, as you can see. Pat Bevan, Darrell Impey's been doing a fantastic job. And here is our leader, Remco Evenepoel. That is Darrell Impey himself, who's done an awful lot of work today. He's got his arm warmers on. I think he's got every right to take it just a little bit easier than today. So a stage win up for grabs for these guys with 9.4 kilometres to go. And the gap's starting to expand as those who are chasing kind of realise their fate right now. It's gone up to 34 and 35 seconds, keeps bouncing around that margin. So we're coming into town. Now this is that run down. Don't forget, we will pick up to the line late on. And in fact, hard to, the wind not overly described for us at the moment. It has picked up, and it will be a headwind at the very last for the last 600 metres. Nothing too serious, but we are climbing as well. And the wind has, well, it was declared as a possibility of being around 20 kilometres per hour. I'm not sure we've got that though, Brian.
No, it's about, probably about half that. But it's one of these sprints that, you want to come off a wheel. So, who will be leading out Ethan Hayter? You would think it would be Luke Rowe. He's very experienced about doing these things. But this suits Ethan Hayter down to the ground. Maybe not the fastest of sprints. Certainly slightly uphill, bit of a headwind, power. And, he's got the favourite written all over. But what can the others do? Because, they'll certainly be thinking about it. And there's been a lot of riders in this front group that have ducked and dived, especially Marco Haller in the green of Bora Hansgrohe. He's done nothing. He's just sat in the wheels. And, let's see what he can do.
Impey's just coming up for another turn right now, possibly acting as disruptor. You can see Madver Schmidt here as well, his teammate, the Danish champion, also part of proceedings. There is just acting as wingman is Carl Freddy Hagen, who's on the back wheel of Pat Bevan. They are numerous. It's just that there is a couple of different jerseys on display. Here is Turnison, number 51 at the back. His teammates are in front of him, including Timo Russen. So quality will out. So impressed by Van Palker. He was part of the original break, and here he is on the back, and he's got a kick on him as well. Wouldn't it be amazing if he came through for a podium today? Oh, yeah,
it's about, this just shows you it's been about the right place at the right time.
Exactly.
He had the nous to sit in the right wheels. We were talking about it. He'd already made a big effort today, unlike many others. He got over the top of the climb and made sure he was in a good place. These riders from Belgium know where to sit, know what's happening. But this is good for both Ineos Grenadiers and Israel Premier Tech for two reasons. They put themselves in with a potential of a stage win, but also for Pat Bevan. We saw how he could climb in the Tour of Turkey, and if he's got near close to that climbing ability here, along with Carl Fredrik Hagen, they've got a formidable duo that can do well in tomorrow's climb.
I think so. Coming into Gailo, looking back through this group, there's a few who can make it, but Ethan Hayter, I think his lead out is going to be Magnus Sheffield and Luke Plapp, if I had to guess. But hey, let's have a look. Luke Plapp with the Australian stripes upon his back. They're disengaging with absolutely anything spare at the moment. And the big lead in, the pacing in, is coming from Darrell Impey just for the time being. His teammate Mads Schmidt, the Danish champion, looking further back, trying to pick out Pat Bevan for you. Can't see him just for the time being, but not too concerned, it seems, about being with his teammates just for the time being. There he is, with wingman Carl Freddy Hagen on his back wheel, and just rolling into consciousness is Kasper Asgreen on the back wheel of he's got Remy Cavagna there as well, looking after Remco Evenepoel. That is their job. Do you think Asgreen might have an option today, Brian?
Yes, I think he will. Of the three riders, keep Evenepoel safe first and foremost. We get inside the last 3 kilometres, but in this small group, why not? We know that Asgreen can sprint, especially sprint over kind of harder terrain, harder distances. This is only a kind of short stage, but I'm sure that it's been a hard enough stage, although a short one, that he will try for sure, definitely. But if I was Ethan Hayter, I'd get probably the most experienced lead out here, and that's Luke Rowe. He's done it in the past, and I think he'll be essential to Ethan Hayter as we start heading into the last few kilometres now. Well,
catch me if you can, and it seems that nobody could catch this group. 45 seconds now. That is punishing, and a little bit of an extra injection of pace from Darrell Impey. Clearly, Pat Bevan feels nicely balanced for the run-in today. Marco Haller is here for Bora Hansgrohe. He's going to, that's in that sort of petrol blue-green, just sitting in front of the orange jersey of Remco Evenepoel of Quickstep Alpha Vinyl, who Kasper Asgreen may well indeed have almost a magic carpet ride lead in. They've got Remy Cavagna and Evenepoel himself. Coming up to the 3 kilometre mark, there is soon going to be, in about 1,300 metres, a little bit less than that now, a right-hand turn. We will take that, then the road will swoop towards the right again after the turn, then it swoops left, and then we have with just after the Flamme Rouge, with around 750 metres to go, we've got a double phaser in a roundabout to take. So it's a quarter of the roundabout, but you have to go round the roundabout. It's quite a big one apparently, and then the road will bend gently to the left at 400 metres. It does waver very gently on the approach to the finish, but we also climb, let's not forget, from the Flamme Rouge. We are climbing a couple of steps along the way, and you can see those steps being reflected for you right now. So it's not pan flat by any means. 2.2 kilometres from home. Big right-hander coming up, Brian.
The big drive here for Israel is about gaining as much time as possible on other GC contenders that are back down the road, because they don't have just one but 2 potential GC contenders. That's why their riding is hard. It's not about the lead out, it's about gaining time, because Chavez is in the group behind many other kind of GC contenders, being spat out the back. So it is about time for Israel, but now it's about the stage one.
Good to see here. Mike Turnison on the back wheel of Timo Roosner. He's got a quality group around him. Here is that turn I was telling you about at kilometre and a half thereabouts, and it's a big old run for the line. And it's Cavagna who's sprung off here. Remy Cavagna from Quick Step, and wants to know where Evenepoel is. Exactly. It's Kasper Asgreen who is their man, but just disengaged them ever so slightly. A bit of retrieval time going on at the moment. Get yourself back into position if you are Ineos Grenadiers. Here's your Flamme Rouge. Double turn coming up in about 80 metres from now. They're going to have to burst for it, and Evenepoel has gone for it. He's kicked off the front. He's leading in Asgreen as predicted, and indeed gets him a very, very nice turn through this. That's that double phaser. Some others have been found out, and now it's the drive for the line, and Evenepoel has kicked on here. Now then, who's got what it takes? Just behind, you can see that Timo Roosner is here, trying to offer up a wheel if he possibly can to Mike Turnison, and there is Pat Bevan. He's in wheel about 7 at the moment. Ethan Hayter now is on his own. Hayter's going to pick this one up. We've got Pat Bevan who's on his wheel, can't quite get into position, or even onto the back wheel of Mads Schmidt, who's up there at the moment, in fact just out of position, I beg your pardon. Meanwhile, now's your drive. Who's got what it takes at a moment such as this, and here comes Pat Bevan. Has he left it too late? That's the big question. Hayter hasn't lit up yet either. Mike Turnison is going for it, and here we go to the line, and Hayter just gets there brilliantly so, and just pips, I think, Tobias Johannesson, who was nursing the points jersey on behalf of Remco Evenepoel. It was very busy at the line, but Hayter bode his time so well and delivered. Tasty.
Tasty enough, but also tasty for Tobias Johannesson, because if he gets second, he goes into the lead of this race. So he'll take great confidence in that. But as predicted there, Ethan Hayter was the fastest rider in that finish. But what an effort there. And we've seen Evenepoel do this before for Alaphilippe in previous races, that he led in. They were trying to read Asgreen, but Turnison was close. It looked as if he got third. If Tobias Johannesson got second there with the 1 second bonus he's already had, then he'll be leading this race, because just looking at the bonuses that Ethan Hayter got there with 10 seconds, it's going to be a close one. I'll just do my maths, but that second group losing quite a considerable amount of time.
Pipo Fiorelli leading that group over and kind of suggesting to himself what might have been. And this man as well, just almost metaphorically licking his wounds, I think it's fair to say. Such a hard day for Mads Pedersen. He will be mad as well. Equally upset will be Alexander Kristoff, I'm sure, who's in a group still to come. Oh, it was a hard day, and here they are, just finally hoving into view. Well, many have turned out to, I think they possibly hoped to welcome home Alexander Kristoff. It didn't quite work out for them. Some Danish fans, I'm certain, here as well. But, well, the team that wrestled control of the day produced the winner in Ethan Hayter.
They did. They were the team that instigated the racing today. Quite a short stage. Ethan Hayter will be pretty much equal on time with Evenepoel, but by the looks of things, just waiting for confirmation. But it looks of things, Tobias Johannesson will take the overall lead. Whether he finishes second or third, it will be 1 second or 3 seconds.
Very good race and a great day.